Greetings, Tony from Old River Hardgoods again. The music you're listening to is the table for my first CD, Forgotten Wall. As always, links to the new version and the video I made of it years back are down there in the description. In today's video, we're going to be doing a double dance, taking a look at some early and what some would call primitive tools, but still functional, as well as making a swing around the 2025 Kempton Gunmakers Fair that I went to this past week. As always, there's lots to look at, lots to learn. And I'll make an editorial note here. As much as I hate the snow and the cold, I am really getting sick and tired of this swamp weather we've been having here in the 90 degrees with humidity so thick that you couldn't cut it with a plasma cutter. So anyways, on with the show. Well, here we are at the Kempton 2025 Gunmakers Fair. 90 degrees. I mean, there's a little bit of wind that's helping things a bit. But I just got parked, settled in. I got to find a couple guys that owe me some money, so I'll take care of that first. I'm going to walk around, maybe get lucky and buy a few things. And who knows, right? But come down for the sights and the sounds. So one guy should be set up down this way, so that's where I'm heading. Here we're going to take a look at a pretty uncommon tool. And this is a long hand-filed compass or keyhole saw. 19 inches overall. Blade's about 13 inches and change long. Blade also tapers. It's about a 16th of an inch at the tip, 1/8 of an inch, well, along the teeth, down here at the start of the handle. And if you notice the teeth, there's no set. They're just hand filed into the metal, directly into the metal. Definitely the mark of an early saw. And, this has been smaller. I would have called this a playmaker's float because I've seen playmaker stroke floats made in this style, but this one's a little on the long side, and I had somebody tell me it was a freaking drywall saw. Give me a break. This thing predates drywall by probably 150 years. But anyways, handle's got some checks and what have you, some repairs, but hand carved, yes. Blade's not too bad. A few spots of this and that. Looks like it's missing the very tip, and it's tapered too. Thin at the top and of course wider at the bottom. So all in all, this is a pretty neat tool. I'm sure there were more of them back in the day, but very few of them have survived, at least in my experience. So this one's off to a new home finally. But you never know if there might be another one. Woodworker setup, nice little portable bench, knockdown bench. I thought about making one of those and never got around to it. Some of the goods he makes. Well, here we have something of an uncommon tool used in the kitchens with the old beehive ovens. And this is an ash scraper. This guy measures 19 3/4 inches long. And of course it's hand forged. So spin around here so you can get a better look. There's the head. And of course this was used to drag the ashes out of the base of the oven once everything's pretty much burned down. Now, the end of the handle is kind of tapered and broken off. This might have been inserted into a longer wooden handle as well. Hard to say. Like most of these items, it didn't come with a complete family history, but other than that, this guy's in pretty good shape. And I give it a quick buzz off. Somebody put a spray lightly with flat black, and head's got a little mushroom in here for some reason. Whatever somebody's doing, they were getting a little aggressive with it. But tell you what, that's the first one I have seen in a very, very long time.
I have a system being white for first season I hunted with it was 91. And if I haven't hit 60 deer with that, I'm on this list. 75 grains of trivet in a round ball is all I've ever shot at.
And this is my friend's Paul Genesis stand. He's close to a full-time blacksmith these days. Good stonemason as well. Makes some quality reproduction stuff.
That's right. As long as you have your cell phone.
But anyway, nice talking
Yes,
to you.
you too.
Maybe I'll see you at Hawk Mountain 31.
Yeah, I'll have to say something to him. Maybe he'll want to come back out to another meeting.
They're always looking for speakers. Yeah. That's what your friend over here, I said, are you saying he's local? He said, he's from Indiana?
He's from Indiana,
Yeah.
but actually it's funny. A friend of ours has a house in Hamburg. She's a potter, and he's staying with her right now for the show.
Oh, is that,
Tammy, is that a Moyer?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think she's doing regular plates, I think. I get it every year.
Yeah.
From our order for
Standard fireplace irons. And his Ford setup. Original style bellows on it. I know Paul from Jacktown. Geez, we met years ago. I've spent some money with him, and he occasionally spends some money with me. So, and here's a camp. One of the more interesting tools I picked up on my recent trip to Jacktown was this little wooden hand vise. It's made of oak, hand carved, 4 5/8 inches long. Jaws are a hair over 1.5 inches wide. It weighs about 3 ounces unboxed. No maker's mark. And what it's for, I'm not sure. I mean, it's well made. The jaws, let me get this unscrewed here, do the little one-handy thing. Boom, boom. They're slightly relieved. See that? Yeah, there we go. They have these tiny holes on the side that go in about 1/4 inch. For what, I don't know. Of course, this jaw, this little bit of spring action here. I didn't mess with those little brass screws down at the bottom. And it does have a chip off to one side. Hole there, I suspect it was supposed to mount this thing on or set this thing on, but what it's for, I have no clue. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say maybe possibly leather stitching, like glove work or something like that, but it's just not really deep enough for that. Usually you need something a lot more, but sometimes I wish they came with the owner's manual. But definitely is a one-of-a-kind tool and sold pretty quick. One of my regulars spotted it on my Old River Hard Goods Facebook post when I posted my pictures from Jacktown with the finds, even before the video came out, and liked it, so cleaned it up and off it goes. So, but it's definitely a one-of-a-kind tool. I maybe said that already, but I'm tired. It's been a long day. So anyways, another great collectible from Old River Hardgoods. Kind regards. Yeah, it's starting to rain a little, so they had promised it, threatened it. Guess I'll head back to the building. More settlers. Raw horns. I made one. I got one I started a bunch of years back. Keep looking at it. 17th century guns. Oh, now it's getting serious. And more raw horns. So all the good stuff's been picked out. Maybe I'll grab one just for giggles. Here we have an early chairmaker's bitstock, or pad braces are sometimes called. This guy's about 14.5 inches long. The sweep works out to about 4.5 inches. Didn't measure the weight. I'm not sure the wood. I figure this is European, so it's probably hornbeam or something like that. And this one's in as-found condition. I got this one up in Madison Bachville. You see there's a little bit of paint on it. I might clean it up before I sell it. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. The rear pad spins freely. It's not captive. I don't know if there's no hole or anything to keep it in. Maybe that's just the way they designed this guy. The kind of bits this takes, and here's a look at the chucks, are also called pads. And here is an example of a couple of them I've sold over the years. They sometimes show up from time to time, but they definitely aren't very common. And of course, they're sized to a specific brace, so chances of, unless you find them all together, chances of finding a matching set pretty tough. But anyways, these are neat tools. I mean, there's some, once in a while you'll see some with fixed bits at the end, the real small ones that are kind of neat. But maybe I will give this one a wash. What the heck? Make it look all the nicer. So anyways, another great example of an early tool. The sun is shining out there, but yet it's raining. Go figure. Lots of stuff to look at. Longtime friend Terry.
Hello, how are you?
Enjoying yourself.
You staying out of trouble?
No choice but to. Too busy. I'm sure the YouTube censors are going nuts over the guns, but it's about time they realize that's the only reason they're here. So, be that as it may. Plantation hoe. Early lot. Of course, if you watched my video last year, it's Tim Watring, whom I know for 30 plus years. Kind of got my start in the tool selling business at one of his auctions, actually 3 of his auctions. I did spend some money here, so.
Well, that's true. I don't know. I put a rod on that one. My
Arrows?
doesn't have a rod.
German guns. Gorgeous stuff. Powder horns and accoutrements. Yeah, that fan feels good. It's about 90 degrees outside, so any air movement's better than none. Here we have another fireplace item. This, of course, being a trivet. Measuring 7 3/4 about in diameter and about 5 inches high. And of course, this is made of wrought iron. You look closely, you can see the graining. And this is an original. I mean, you know, you see the Rendezvous repos and the Colonial Williamsburg repos and everybody else making them, but this is an original. And it's got lots of patina going. I did give it just a light wipe down with the wax. The one leg was repaired at some point. You see where it's riveted there, unlike these guys which were forge welded on. But, hey, I can count on 2 fingers the number of these guys I've seen over the years, because they don't show up, and when they do, they get snagged up pretty quick. And I had this one listed years back, and nobody wanted it, but yeah, going to be taking it down to the patina show and see if it, what happens with it there. Might be bringing it back from there, but nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Just a gorgeous, gorgeous original hand-forged fireplace tool. Picking up where I left off there. You can stop and talk to somebody for a bit. Lots and lots of good stuff. I know some folks are out there drooling. Some folks are out there, why bother?
Alright, I'm gonna stroll around. Okay.
Nice.
You got a seat if you need it. Same for more.
Does it work? These nice candles. I might have to grab me a couple of them because my stock's getting depleted. And I made some wax the other day and it came out real well. More guns. Sorry if the camera's shaking. I'm trying to watch where I'm walking, dodging people, and all that good stuff. Brass. Yarn. I used to sell wool yarn. I'd find it at yard sales and stuff, all 100% wool yarn. I had no trouble selling it. Of course, I got stuck with a big pile of off color. It's at the shop and it's gotten pretty dusty, so I don't know if I can go in the trash. Sad to say.
Some really good
And bags. Mine was made by a guy named Gary. He goes by Leatherman. He's down out of Calapia. I guess he's still in business. I haven't looked for a while. Pennsylvania German style. Hair on the flap. Here we have a pretty uncommon bow drill. Now this guy was hand carved. I mean, it wasn't even turned on a lathe. Somebody just carved this guy out by hand. I mean, you can see it. Pad. Got some paint and stuff on it. Again, this is another one I haven't cleaned. Pad is captive. It's got a little wooden peg holding it in up top. The ferrule here. I don't know where that came from. Might be an old thimble. See a lot of those. The bit, of course, is hand forged. about 1/8 of an inch diameter, if I didn't say that already. This guy's, what did I say, 11¼ inches long. But anyways, I'm babbling. Long day. But it's a neat tool. I didn't get the bow with it, unfortunately, but that would have just jacked the price of the guy I got it off of. As it was, he was somewhat reasonable on this, although he could have been a little more reasonable, but it's a nice looking tool. Very hard to find, and heck, making a bow is not exactly rocket science. Piece of leather thong and a piece of tree branch, and you're in business. And talk about a great tool if you're doing reenacting. I mean, these are few and very far between. And over the other building, hardware, straps, garters. So this guy last here, horns. Really fancy thing. They think you punch that stuff up with a machine. Sadly mistaken. That's a lot. Art. Flat-horn length. Hello.
You're getting caught under the tape. If I make a good dye that one. It's got all the Phoenix brown, leather dye, a few other odds and ends.
That was just big pigment.
Horns, how do?
Just awesome.
And this is my friend Mitch Yates' stand. Gorgeous, gorgeous silver work. Well, Master Gunsmith.
Just a bit. Yeah. I got to the table.
And here these guys cleaned up, ready to get listed. The brace turned out pretty well. No surprises. A few dots, scratches that were there previously, but it just looks a little nicer and a little better protected. I discovered this guy after reviewing the initial video that this is a file. I thought it was hand forged, but it was a tapered file, triangular file. It's ground down to the point, and there's some nails holding the whole mess together. So that's probably a replacement, but it's allowed. So and this guy's pretty old, and again, a couple of dots of paint that didn't come off, and that's kind of the bane of old tools. But tell you what, it's a good looking pair of great collectible early woodworking tools. Well, that's it for the Gunmakers Fair. Just spent some time talking with Phil Swift. He's a guy I have known for 25 plus years off of the internet. Lives up in upstate New York, well, the left side of New York there, Rochester area. And he I know him from the Yahoo groups and from emails and from message boards and now Facebook, and the first time we got to finally shake hands face to face, so pretty neat. But anyways, I'm hobbling back to the truck here. Ride back's probably going to be real exciting considering it's Friday afternoon, but you will have this. See you when I get there. Well, here we are back at the shop, and let's take a look at the loot. I didn't get much in the way of volume, but according to Tim, should have been here when the door was open, because in the first half hour I sold 70% of what I had. Well, what are you going to do, right? I guess next year that's going to be my game plan. But anyways, got this hand-forged 1.5-inch framing chisel. Does have a handle, not too bad shape on the back, a little roughness, but yeah, that can be worked out. Nice heavy one. Although the market for those seems to have dried up. There's a Greenlee 1-inch framing chisel, or heavy firmer with the original handle. That's going to take just a little more TLC. Somebody started cleaning it. A W. Butcher lathe tool. Skew. A rain rounder for leather work. Probably have the sole already. I haven't even tried, but I'm sure it won't be here for long. Pair of pistol molds. This is, let's see. Somebody got some gold paint on, but that one's about looks like maybe a 34, 35, 36 caliber. I'm guessing these. I didn't measure them. This one's looks to be more in the 40 caliber range. You don't see them too often. At least I don't. Another item's getting very hard to come by. Wooden Cooper soup driver. Not too bad a shape. I mean, a little chipping. A little bit of damage on the end. I didn't see a name on it yet, but yeah, sometimes when you clean them, something will pop up. So, metal spoke shave. Not a Stanley. Don't know if there's any kind of name on that blade. Hopefully that screw will remove and we can clean it up and get that back in production. And the small, here we go, John Booth & Sons, Philadelphia spoke shave in pretty good shape. There's a mark on the front as well. I've seen that mark before. I forget what it is, but a skull mark or something like that. But hopefully that blade comes out and all will be well. So, anyways, not a great pile, but still a good one nevertheless. And that's all for this one, folks. I hope you enjoyed my little presentation. I hope you learned something. And as always, if you like what you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button to be notified when new videos are posted. Thanks for watching, and bye.